To give you an idea as to how I'm going about this, I just decided to come back in and show this. So here I am. First, this is the how you can tell is this little bit of a thing back here. This is the uh, little E side. This is the big E side. So this is a little bit higher than this is. So this is the big E side, and I want the big E side to be lower than I do to that side. I want to get this side level with this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus just for now on trying to get this focus right up in here first to get this side down, and then I will level it with this side. So I'm going to just slowly do this and just go back and forth and try it and try it and try it again until it's fitting just right. And something else I've been doing is now you see how I'm trying to get be more level. I'm just trying to gradually sneak up on that proper depth there that I want on this, on the biggie side. Now something I've been doing, and I'll show you what I just do with it. Oh, here it is. See all that? See all that? That's all collected dust from the nut. I might need that someday. So, I'm trying to be thoughtful. And how I'm doing that, I'm just taking it and just collecting it like that. Now you see there's a little bit of a space. Now I'm going to close that off by just trying to be more level using this file. And this ain't a file that I just went out and bought. This is something I think that I found or acquired along with. I don't even know. I've forgotten how I got this file. But as long as it's level like this, you can do stuff like this and just take your time with it. So if you've never done this, you can do this. Now I'm working a little bit on the little E side. Just a little bit, because I want it to be able to come down just a tad bit more. I mean, it's almost there now, but I know that pickup's going to be right there, so I don't want to go too much further with that outside of just making it level. That stuff's going to come in, and that stuff's going to be important later on, because if you ever have a a bone nut or something that you need to uh, make some adjustments to the slots or whatever, that's going to come in important. That's going to be important. Save you money, and you'll have it for later. And I really am trying to keep this level as possible while still trying to I know I still got a lot of work on that Big East side, so let's do some more work on that side. Ew. Anybody got a straw? Want to smoke? Want to snort some bone dust? Let's snort some bone dust. Get fried on bone dust. Anybody got a straw? A dollar bill? Yeah, there's a lot of that. I've been dropping this thing all over the place. I can't keep a grip on it. Now we're going to check it for level. I don't know if you can see that now or not. I can see a little bit of space in there. I can show you on each end. Now I'll work on the middle. This is going to bring it down quite a bit. Once the spaces on the bottom, see how the space is kind of like already starting to disappear? Right there. Now you're getting there. Now we're getting there. We'll work on a little bit on this side. A little bit more work, a little bit more work. Come on, let's get it there, let's get it there, let's get it there. Here, while I got it here, I'll show you this piezo pickup. That rail right there, that's pretty nice. That's pretty level. Ooh, but look at the dent. But anyway, that's flat. That's not round. So you ain't got that coil going down here. So that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. That's pretty nice piezo pickup. Let's get back here to this. Just because it's related to this nut and why it's important to keep the nut level as possible. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to try this, and there's going to be a lot of this going on here this day, because after this day it's going to be full on playing shenanigans. All right. Okay, now that I'm getting close, I just went ahead and took the other strings off, and just primarily using, because I was getting sick of having to take some strings off and on and off, and I was going to change them anyway. So you live and you learn. So this is how close I got it now on this side. I mean, it's noticeable, isn't it? It's noticeable. I'll show you. That's how noticeable it is. Dare I take it any lower? Dare I take it any lower than that? Because you're starting to hear that rattle, ain't you? I am. And you're probably thinking, well, Dave, you ain't never going to be playing up that high. Believe it or not, this is important for the rest of it. Believe it or not, for it to stay in tune when you come up here to the 12th fret, right? And you do play at least up to the body or so, right? So this is important. Let's see what the fret guru says. Can you see that? You say, well, why aren't you doing it up here instead of down here? Because this pickup is more kind of determining how low you could go with this thing. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'd say it's about, I mean, you can't see 20 or 10, so is that good enough? Here, we'll see about, can we see any kind of space here? Yeah. I know I could probably be marking up the top of this pickup. But the good thing is I have no intentions on sending this thing back. He could keep his money this time. How about that? So it's probably about, if I had to guess, it's probably about 20, 19, 18, 17 to 15, somewhere around there. If you was to go by that, because let me see but what we're going for is the bottom of it, right? Not the top, the bottom. So we're going to go with the bottom of the string. Let's see. Will this fit under there? So yeah, however thick this is, this fret guru, it's actually lifting the string up when I got it held down here. And you say, well, why not hold it down in the other frets? Because you're not going to be playing up here, right? But still, I like for it to play nice up as far as it could go. Yeah, I'm not going to be up in here on the 6th string, but I will be maybe up in here because this guitar is going to stay in drop tuning because it sounds amazing in drop tuning. It's not saying, it's saying, hey, I could play in tune if you want me to play in tune, but what you really want to do is play me in drop tuning. Try it and see. And when you do, it just livens up. Camera's having a little trouble trying to focus. There we go. Yeah, I could probably bring it down some more. Hell was it? Come on, let's go. Let's see just how low we could go. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Wanted to jump in here real quick. And let's take a look at these tuners and see just how good they really are. Because that's an issue of mine that I like to see more people do, is this kind of a thing, instead of just checking these to see if the yeah, everything tuned up okay. There wasn't no kind of crazy, looseness or tightness. Everything seems to be pretty the same. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything seems to turn. But I'm going to take my wrench here. I'm going to take off this little retainer here. Alright. Now, I'm getting this on video. I just loosened this up. And there's no play. And there's still no play. So let's see how good this is. How good a tuner is on this. I'm sure it's better than what Donner has. But we'll see. Do they cover up for it though? Alright, there's that. There's the washer. Alright, so you can see this in real time. Look at there. Alright, now, is there any kind of play in here? Minuscule. Good tuners. That is where your tuner is. That's a good tuner. If that post moves any at all, that is not a good tuner. You're going to have tuning issues. So, grade A, top-notch tuners. Leo James, good job. These are nice. Really good tuners. I get to do a positive review on a Leo James guitar, and I'm happy to do so. Ain't gonna see. I ain't even going to go any further with that. We all see these tuners are top notch. Don't need to go any further. But you don't need to go any further. Nobody else needs to go any further. Just show us, Sean from Scarred My Guitar. Show us this. Show us how good these tuners really are. You like the jiggly wigglies and finding the jiggly wigglies. What about up here inside the tuner itself? Tuner could be alright, be all kind of lined up and stuff like that, but this little retainer here could really hide a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, get it back on there. Wrong one. So good job on the tuners. Nice tuners. Really nice tuners. Ain't gonna, they will hold tune. Go ahead. While I'm here, just check them. Everything's nice, tight, good. Ain't got no strings on it, so what does that mean? That I'm ready to move forward with this thing, so let me get the strings changed. I'm going to put you through that. Let's get a close look at the nut, though. What kind of material is this nut? I wonder. Yeah, the bridge is the same way. It's the same type of bone material. It's real bone. This is a real bone nut. There's no ifs, ands, or but about it. It just, where does this bone come from? What kind of animal did it come from? You know, with it being translucent, kind of like, I think some people will call this unbleached. It's real bone nut, real bone saddles. The frets are nicely done. Oh my God, I can't believe you got this right, dude. I'm blown away. I can't wait to get the new strings on here. Oh, let me get to it. I'll be back. Just so you know, this is my first time experiencing these. Just to give you an idea as to the difference of the strings. This is pretty cool. For this white guitar, this is actually kind of cool. I didn't plan for this. This is kind of cool. But here's the old strings. And yes, they do have the colored balls. If that's important, yes, I got colored balls with mine. I'll just say that. So I got real strings that was probably just been on there for way too long. Here is what these look like. I was expecting a bronze color, but look at this. This is pretty cool. That's going to look pretty sick on this guitar for real. I did not plan on this, so let's get back to this. This is pretty cool. All right, I'll be back. Well, after a long and grilling, well, not grilling, it was actually kind of fun to do this. To see if I could do it anyway. But we're here. I think we're at the point where I could actually play this thing for you. And yeah, let's get to it. All right. Um, the reveal of this one is pretty cool. The strings are pretty cool. All right, hold on. And here it is. And how do they sound? Well, let's hear how it sounds acoustically first. And now we get to now be able to take it to the amp or in this case I'll just say the Joyo Jam Buddy. But you're going to hear how it sounds acoustically first. These strings, I mean, I've fiddled around with it just for a few seconds, and my overall opinion on them is pretty. I'm surprised. But here we go. That's standard tuning. That's what a new set of strings does for you. It just really livened everything up. I am having to still. I could probably come down some more on the bridge, but I dare not. I could play it at the bar chord, all the way up here at the 12th fret. So. So why is it important to be able to play up there and get them chords sounding nice? Something like that. I don't know. But I think you get the idea. I mean, I'm happy that I do not have to send this back to Leo James. I can't be thrilled more that I do not have to send this back to Leo James. Oh, I'm sorry. Leo James would not get this if it was messed up. Amazon would just throw it into a pile and send it off to wherever it's going to go. To them box things or whatever. I'm suspecting is that they will that they what they probably did with the guitar. They didn't the Leo James I sent back before. I think I left a message with whoever opened up that case. I left a message, a note in there stating that it was defective and I thought that they should probably send this thing back to him just so that he could see it for himself, just how bad this guitar is. And as whether or not he would see that or not, or be willing to admit to his mistakes or his failure in that instance. And I say failure because the whole thing around that our communications was a mess, everything. But I had to go through the process of doing a few things, I guess, and learning a few things along the way. I finally was able to get myself past to give him another chance. And I do gotta say that he knocked it out of the ballpark with this one. All right. Will I mess with any of his Storm? I will say quote unquote Storm guitars. You know what I'm talking about? His, the tsunamis. I won't mess with them. I just think there's a flaw in the design and how he makes them, and it just I don't know, it just doesn't suit me at all. But anyway, having said that, um, if I am going to purchase anything else from Leo James, it's going to have to be probably something like this. Well, actually, here's an idea, Leo James. Take this right here, and convert this into a 7-string guitar, and see how it works out. Because so far, the design on this really does lend itself to being more sturdy than a traditional acoustic because you don't have all the you have a little bit, but not. Uh, there is a little bit of a bubble right here pulling up this way. I don't know why that's doing that, but anyway, and it's very minimal, very minimal, and I don't think that you would be able to see it until you saw it in person. Anyway, so. Now, before it really sounded good when I tuned down, let's see what this guitar does when I tune it down. Oh. Ooh. Y'all heard that, right? I hope so. Uh-oh, that's in one of the tuners here. Let's see if we can hear this. I'm tuning it down. So that was only going down. Yeah, it seems to be only doing that when I'm going down. I really haven't did any stretching to these strings either. Now listen to it. I love that. I love that. Now let's drop that. That's a little dead though. That's the only thing. That sounds dead to me. It sounds muted, like that sounds like a nylon string. In other words, it how a nylon string, if you strike it, it'll ring real loud, but drop. The difference between them two strings to me in room is different. That's much brighter, more pronounced, as this is more muted. I could tell that. Now, I don't know if that's a string or maybe these strings are best suited for a certain type of nut or something. I'm not sure. I think these strings are best suited for a classical guitar, for those who may want to have silk strings, a hybrid of sorts. Now try it on. Hey, all you gotta do is just lower the action a little bit, and you'll get your tuning straight. All right. Look, I'll show you if I can. If I can. Let's see. Doing it the best I can. I might be start reading. That just goes to show me how a high action could really affect on any guitar. Any guitar. It don't matter how high action affects your intonation. So it's fully intonated. It really is fully intonated. But when I was, before I started working on this, and you can go back and watch the video again, because I'm going to try to put all this together under one thing. And I know it's going to be long and lengthy. And if you stuck around this long, thank you. If you're stuck around this long, then you're really interested in this guitar and what I might think about it. You may not give a rat's ass about what I think. I don't know. But if you do and you're interested in buying one of these guitars, I'd say, yeah, you're going to have some work to do to it, but it's all mostly down at the bridge. So I'm telling you, if you just take your time with it, you could get it right. You don't have to take it nowhere. Inside of 4 days, I think you could probably get it there. Just take your time, do a little bit, check it, do a little bit, check it. Always check it. When you get close, check it even more, but once it dials in, it's going to be great for you. And I could probably get this even lower, but the only concern I have is this pickup. But I think I got it to where maybe on next string change, I'll try to work on that a little bit more. But right now I got it playing, and I'm happy to have it playing, and I'm happy to be able to demonstrate this for you all now. Yeah. If you're unclear as to what's going on with these knobs, it's not hard to figure out, but you might be like, huh? The top two is probably this neck pickup. The bottom two is probably the piezo pickup. So you could have a blending of the two different pickups. What I could tell, this thing could handle some distortion without all that kind of crazy feedback stuff. It sounds pretty good, and it sounds like a solid body guitar, I think, anyway. But let me go get the jam buddy, and I'll come back with you. Now, I think that what you're hearing now are the pickups. I got my Bluetooth hooked up to my phone. I'm doing this on my phone. do. I mean, I am getting all the feeling of classical strings along with electrical strings, so it's a nice little mixture. Slightly easier to press down. You can really hear it through the pickups. I can anyway. That's why it's important to get the strings low so you can do them things. And everything to sound in tune. So I'm happy with that. As long as I get up in there, it's still kind of out of tune a little bit, but I can live with it now. Right now you're hearing the piezo. Very little difference, but there's some difference. You'll probably hear it more in room than you will over the video. So, I mean, it's basically up to you whether you want to buy this guitar or not, but I can reckon the one I got is pretty nice. So there is that. I'm not making no money. I'm not being sponsored. Nobody sent this to me to review. I'll probably even get copywritten. So, if you like it, please like it. And subscribe, like and subscribe. You can see Gene, I'm up here, like, looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Oh, Gene. Fuck you, Gene. No. And who day? Yes, who day? And that makes that pickup a lot more prominent in your mix. So if you're trying to record with this thing, that might even be a little bit of an issue. So you might. Right now it's on the. Right now, let me see if I can't get this to go like this. Let's see if I can get part of this guitar into the picture. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see my ugly mug. You want to see this pretty guitar and how the strings look on this guitar, because I'd probably recommend these strings for this guitar. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments. What you think of these strings. I'm not too big a fan of that, the Big E or the 6th string. But maybe that has something to do with me lowering the action and stuff like that. And I'm not sure yet. But now, do we want to hear what it sounds like with distortion? That's straight up piezo. Let's go over to the other pickup. Turn that all the way down, turn that all the way up. I think that sounds pretty fucking heavy. That sounds fucking heavy as fuck. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. And if you really like it a lot, how about subscribing? It will really help the channel. So if you go to any kind of distortion, hello, 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 you can hear it, you can hear it, you can hear, you can hear. So it is, the pickup is actually microphonic, but that might be actually kind of by design. Full on, both pickups all on. Both pickups all on. We'll try coloring a little bit. Like turn down the pickup, just not turn it all the way. That's all you're hearing. Piezo. Kind of start hearing it right there. Turn the piezo all the way up with just a little bit of the bridge pickup. Now gradually turn up the pickup. You can kind of hear it right there. Start kicking in. Now you're hearing both, same time. Boy, YouTube, if you like long videos, well, I got one for you. I could actually play that. So, given that, I could probably bring that side down a little bit. Turning the piezo all the way off. I never know how to end these videos, so that's why it's kind of long. Plus, I'm a natural listener of Doom Theater, so there is that. And this is this is definitely a long one. So Yeah, if you'd like to, tell me what you think about my mutton chops. What you think about my mutton chops? Tell me about my mutton chops. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Does it look good? I like it, but do you like it? Looks kind of. I'm still trying to fill it out. Fill it out, not feel. Fill. Because I'm a little splotchy in places where it's like I don't have no hair there. Like right here, looks like I don't have no hair, but there's hair there. So it's kind of awkward, but. I just don't want to put it down now. I mean, I'm having all kinds of fun with this thing. Or if you can't tell. I mean, it sounds freaking great on from. Look, I need to end this video at some point. So, if you stick around this song and you get something out of this video, that's great. I hope so. If you do, like it. If you care to, subscribe. I'd love to get above 10. I got teased with 10. And I'm serious. I got teased with 10 subscribers. I'm currently at 9 subscribers as of making this video. But if I could get 1 new subscriber, that would be great. So and I got a badge for the 10th subscriber, but they took it back. They took their subscription back. I don't know. Was it something I said? Was it something I did? I don't know. But oh well. For the rest of my subscribers, though, thank you for subscribing. It does mean a lot. Because I don't have very many, like my friends. I don't have very many friends, so. Yeah, here you have it, in all its glory. And I say glory because that's what it is. It's a glorious freaking guitar, and I'm so glad I get to, share this with you. Because my most previous experience was so freaking bad that I just had to come and do something that had a bit more of a positive tone to it. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Rock on, guys. Thank you again and again. Keep rocking.